Hi, my name's Frank. I'm going to tell you a story, my story about living with and battling cancer. It's been a tough journey so far. I'm going to do a series of videos, anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 odd minutes. I'm going to highlight key moments along the journey, so you get a better insight of how this all happened. I'll give you a bit of a background to start with. So I was living and working in the Philippines from late 2018, and absolutely loved the Philippines, loved my job, had some, or still have, incredible friends there as well. I was very fortunate. I had a good lifestyle until I got sick. So for me, it all started in mid-March 2023, where I thought I caught the common cold. As any typical weeknight, went out after work with my now wife to our favourite bar, the next suburb away from where we lived. The usual, few drinks. Was a heavy smoker, so chain smoked. Had our own little spot in the bar just under the air cons, because it's very humid in the Philippines, and treated it like any other night. So as the night progressed, I started to feel a little bit sick, not well, and I thought, okay, I'm coming down with a cold, because nose was a little bit runny, temperature was a little bit high, my joints were starting to, fingers and toes and what have you, started to ache a little bit. So decided to go home, have an early night. So we went back to the apartment we were staying in, fell asleep. Didn't think much of it, to be honest with you. Woke up the next day, still didn't feel great, and thought, okay, look, it's just a cold, it'll go away, a few days to a week. Progressively, over the next few days to a week, I was getting worse, but it was a very gradual process. And there was a lot of saliva built up in my mouth. So when I was spitting it out, I noticed traces of blood. Only small traces to start off with. So a week had gone past. Cold wasn't getting any better, or what I thought was a cold. I just thought, okay, look, this is getting into flu territory. It's evolving into a flu. So we had a pre-booked weekend getaway at this little coastal town called Zambales, 4 hours bus ride out of Manila. So because it was already booked, paid for, and we were looking forward to it, I said, let's go. So we ended up going. Very uncomfortable bus ride because the pain was getting a little bit worse. Yet again, I just thought, okay, it's a flu now. I'll get better in a few days, a week's time. So we get to the resort. We're a bit early. They make us wait to check in. So we go downstairs, have a few beers, something to eat. It's just after lunchtime. So we finally get to check in. I get changed, run to the beach and jump into the ocean. I'm in the water for maybe 20, 30 minutes. It wasn't cold, it was nice. But that was a real stupid move because I didn't know what was going to happen afterwards. And while I was in the water, my chest, in particular my right side, became extremely painful. So I got out of the water and my mouth was full of saliva again, but it was a bit more foamier than normal. So I started spitting and I noticed the blood in my spit was a lot more thicker. Anyway, it got a lot worse in a short space of time after that. Before, it was progressing very slowly. So I said to my wife, can you get some painkillers from somewhere? So we ended up getting on the back of a tricycle and we found a chemist. I think it was probably the only chemist in that little township. And she got whatever she could in regards to painkillers. Now, these painkillers were just rubbish. They were no good. They didn't reduce the pain at all. So this was probably 5 p.m, 6 p.m, something like that. So I said, let's go get something to eat and have a drink. Now, walking a short distance was very difficult because the pain had got to a stage where it went from a 1 or 2 out of 10 to a 5 to 6 out of 10 and rising. And we didn't stay long. I said, let's go back to where we're staying. I don't feel great. And I didn't want to scare her, but I had this feeling I wasn't going to make it through the next day. So I tried to get some sleep, and even half hour to an hour sleep was almost impossible because of the pain. I managed to get some sleep, woke up very early the next day, started spitting again, and at this stage I'm spitting almost pure red blood, thick red blood everywhere. So we made the decision to go back to Manila because I wasn't getting any better, and whatever I had at that stage wasn't a flu. It was more sinister than the flu. Realised that very quickly. So got back on the bus, 4 hours back to Manila, extremely painful. Now, we get back to Manila, you'd think that I would have gone to emergency in the hospital straight away, but for whatever reason, I don't remember why, but I didn't go straight away. I just thought miraculously this will get better overnight. Now I'm back in Manila. Obviously it didn't. So the following day I go to the hospital emergency, and at this stage I'm in absolute chronic pain. I can hardly stand upright. I'm hunched over. My right side is 10 out of 10 pain wise. We go into emergency. They can see the type of agony I'm going through, so it didn't take long to see a doctor. They do their tests, some basic x-rays, blood tests from memory. I was trying to cough, but I couldn't cough because of the pain. It honestly felt like a knife going through my chest. They determined pretty quickly that I had a severe case of pneumonia and I needed antibiotics immediately. So they got someone to install a cannula and then administer the antibiotics through a drip. Now, I don't really remember much because of the pain, and I was very not with it, I guess. But the doctor did say I'm very lucky that I got to hospital when I did, because he estimated maybe a day, maybe 2 maximum I had left at the rate I was going. So after he determined pneumonia, as I said, they put in the drip, put me in a hospital room, and I was there for 5 days. I don't remember much about the first couple days. because of the state I was in. But the last couple days, I started to feel better, and a lot better. Come the 5th day, I felt good, back to normal. They did their various checks and said we can, or you can check out, which I did. They gave me some medicines to take at home, and everything I thought was back to normal. But little did I know, and I found out afterwards, down the track, that the pneumonia was the catalyst for what I was about to experience. And I'd effectively woken the sleeping giant, which was cancer. So this is an introductory video. I'm planning to do quite a few more, which cover key, I wouldn't call them milestones, but key points along my journey of dealing with cancer. So that's how it all started for me. And I didn't think it was going to get to where it got to. So that was mid to late March 2023. And what are we now? March 2025, so a couple of years down the track. So my next episode that I'll do, or next clip I'll do, I'm going to document, or detail, I should say, how I was in and out of hospital nearly every month after that with something different or a reoccurrence. And then you'll get to understand how I got to the stage, or my worst, I should say. So I'll create another video in a day or two and post that up. So thanks for listening. I hope you got something out of it. I hate giving advice because I'm the last person to give advice, but look, if you can take one thing out of this, look, if you don't feel well, if there's something not right in your body, and only you know your body, don't do what I did and put it off. Go get checked out. For the sake of sitting in a doctor's room and talking to him, or doing a blood test, or whatever it may be, it's better to nip this in the butt before you get to the stage that I got to. So it's been a tough journey. It still continues for me. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, there's no end date. There's a lot of unknowns still. So, more will be revealed in upcoming videos. So, thank you for listening, and I will see you in a day or two. Thank you.